This episode of New Jersey Living is being filmed in front of Trailside Nature and Science Center here in Mountainside, New Jersey. So Trailside, the Nature Center itself, where I'm going to pan around for my first pan, give you a little bit of a scenic view of where the Nature Center is located. It's located in Watchung Reserve. Roughly about half the reserve is located in Mountainside, New Jersey. Mountainside has really two great park, nature-like locations in town, partially that are in town. Echo Lake is another one that's further down towards 22. If you have seen I believe it was I don't think we did Westfield. Maybe it was a portion of Cranford. One of those episodes, we did a portion of Echo Lake because Echo Lake was in part of that location, right? So it was one of those two. I can't remember which one now. Maybe it was Springfield. But either way, portion of Echo Lake is in Mountainside, and of course, Watchung Reserve is a spot where a lot of locals come for bird watching, for nature trails, horseback riding. There's playgrounds here, so you have plenty of social events that happen, whether it be birthday parties or larger gatherings. My church has had a gathering here before years back. So this is a really large portion of land that spans through several towns, including some of the local lake locations that we've already covered, including Summit, New Providence, Scotch Plains. So these are also towns that border very near to where we are. Springfield is just north of here. So Mountainside is a really relatively small town. It's only about 7,000 people in population. And we're going to get into some of those details as we jump into the big three in my next segment. But this is really a quiet, really, I want to say, quaintly situated town where you have on one side there's Route 22, which is a major thoroughfare, gets you to shopping very quickly, and then on the other side of town, that would be the eastern side. The more western side is here in this mountain reserve, and not truly mountain by mountain standards in terms of the Appalachians and Rockies, but relative to the area, this is kind of a mountainous area. All right, so great amenity to the county itself. There's a lot of children's programs that take place here during the summer that are available for county residents. My kids, being a resident of this county, my kids have attended activities and events here, so it's a absolutely fabulous resource for those that live right here locally. So we're going to do a little bit of a tour. I'm going to show you some of my inside footage as we transition to the next scene of some of the inside of the Nature Center itself. It is free to go in and walk around and do what I just did with some of the photos and video that I've done just on this interior stroll that I just took before this segment. So enjoy that footage. I'm going to hop over to another spot and we'll continue with the next segment. I'll see you there. My name is Corey Jones, and I'm a real estate agent here in New Jersey with Prestige Properties. And my job is to bring content like this to viewers like you. So our goal at New Jersey Living is to provide 5-star content to match our 5-star ratings by the clients you see posted all around here. We aim to bring content that is oriented to provide value-added insights to the real estate market, of course, to the local dining scene, entertainment, iconic locations, social events, and if you're interested in those things, this is the channel for you. So be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell to stay updated on all of our upcoming content. Those Jersey hunters who've been with us following, thank you and appreciate your support. Those that are new, welcome to the family. So be sure along the way, drop any type of comments you have, suggestions, insights. They are all welcome. I am steadily catching up on some of those comments that have been sitting for a little while, but I'm getting to them. So as I mentioned in the opening scene, here we are in Watchung Reserve. So we started in front of the Trailside Nature and Science Center. Now we are a bit further in the park. I'm going to pan around. You can see we have like a somewhat of a makeshift amphitheater stage area. There's a lot of camping, a lot of events with kids that happens out here really throughout the year, but definitely in the spring through fall time frame. There'll be plenty of events that take place out here. This is sort of a rain garden setup here that's fenced in because there are many deer in the area, all right, throughout the county, really. And then a little pan down, there's a fire pit just outside here. So Union County itself is something that is in very much close proximity to New York City, but it goes from the very urban feel of Elizabeth that's right up against Newark to scenes like this that are more towards where you begin the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, and this is where we are. So Mountainside is tucked right in there in that transition from, like I mentioned before, major roadway of Route 22. 78 is just a little bit further west of where we are right now, and in between there's this large reserve where people come out for all types of outdoor activity just to experience nature. Several trails that are here. We've done quite a few of them that will take you depending on how much you want to walk and how much you want to climb, but some very spectacular sights and scenes along the way. So let's dive into Mountainside a little bit, starting with the big three. So number one, proximity to the city. We are definitely there because we're in Union County, and Union County is one of those directly neighboring counties to the city, to not far from Manhattan. This is a comfortable 40-45 minute drive into the city, so check mark there. Train station, so Mountainside, no, it's like I said before, it's a relatively small town, definitely very small population, only 7,000, but there are train options that are local. So if you're on the side where I am right now, closer to the reserve, you will go into New Providence, which if you've seen my New Providence episode, you know there's 2 stations there, or you can go to Summit. All right, if you're on the other side, you could go to Westfield as a part of Mountainside that neighbors directly with Westfield. So you could use the Westfield station, or like many residents do, you can catch the bus along 22 that has the express line going directly into Port Authority. But it's not going to get a check mark, right, for a train station. So it'll be an X there. And then finally, school ratings is the other piece. I'm going to flash up 2 different ratings because Mountainside itself, again, smaller town, only has a K through 8 district, not a high school of their own. So high school students here will attend Governor Livingston High School, which is in Berkeley Heights. Both districts, both schools, A-rated. So that's going to be definitely a positive for any type of family who is looking to have their students in type of a very higher end, higher performing school district, because that's right here. So high demand to a degree, yes. I would not put it on the same scale as a Westfield, but there is higher demand that you'll find here in Mountainside. So we're going to see 3 properties today. We're going to start on the higher end in terms of budget, because that one is very much close proximity to where we are at the reserve here, and we're going to work our way down towards 22, with the third one being just on the other side of 22. So we're going to obviously have some road footage along the way. This will be a budget range for these three is going to range from roughly 500 up to 900 for Mountainside. Because Mountainside, you will have a mix. There are some that are be comfortably in the millions for Mountainside, and then there's a area where you can be like we're going to see again, where you can be on the 500 kind of end for entry level. So sit back and enjoy the ride, and we have some road footage coming your way, a little bit more footage of the reserve itself. So thank you again for joining. Let's get it started now. Here we are at our first stop, 385 Forest Hill Way. I'm gonna pan up because this house is on a hill and there is kind of a lot of ground to cover. It's a corner lot. I'm gonna pan around. We are just off of the corner. Ackerman Ave is directly behind me, and then Forest Hill cuts this way. We are not very far at all from Trailside, roughly a half mile. Pretty decent walk if you're hiking. Bike ride, very easy. Drive, just a couple minutes. So this is the high end of the three that we're going to view today. This one was $895 list price and sold roughly 20 days, not even a full month. 4-bedroom, 3 full baths, 3,600 square feet approximately. Looks like the way there's a second door over here, maybe kind of a mother-daughter kind of arrangement. I'm not sure about the layout exactly, but what I do know, interior, I've seen the photos, very much turnkey. This is nothing to do but move in by and large. So you've seen the photo from the side. There's definitely garage parking, off-street parking. Pan around one more time, you get a bit of a feel for the area. Larger lot sizes. These are larger colonials that are newer in construction. So you'll see a lot of 60s, maybe some 50s, but a lot of 60s and 70s in the general area that we're in right now. So you'll see some street footage along the way as I drive the neighborhood a little bit, but this area of Mountainside, closer to the actual reserve, is going to have that really quiet nature of the neighborhood. Not a lot of through traffic at all. The real traffic around here are the deer, which travel the neighborhood by herd. All right, so it's not uncommon to drive this area and see a dozen or more deer all together congregated in someone's front yard, backyard, side yard, wherever they have an area to dine. All right, so this is stop number 1. Take some road footage in, and I'll see you at the next stop. Here we are, stop number 2, 1561 Long Meadow. It is the ranch directly behind me, as you can see right here. We're at the dead-end portion of a neighborhood. I'm gonna keep panning around. A neighborhood that generally is not a drive-through kind of neighborhood. There's not any kind of quick access to main roads through the side streets that we're traveling on, so it makes it really relatively quiet in terms of traffic. Now, I say that relative because right now I can hear traffic from most likely not 78, but 22. That's not far from where I'm standing right now. So this property listed at $699,900, which was basically at $700,000, $100 short of that. It's actually sold at $670,000. This is one of those few instances where we see something going below asking price. All right, so variety of factors can go into that. Haven't been inside to see the exact layout. And note too, it's a ranch, so it's not a very large sprawling home that was priced basically at $700,000. But taxes are at $11,000 and change. That's something that is noteworthy for Mountainside, because the property we looked at that was basically sold at $900,000, thousand was the taxes was 13,000 and change. Here, 11,000. This is something that's unique for a lot of Union County properties, like in Westfield, even also, where you compare the same properties in terms of size, in terms of price point, to say a South Orange, a Maplewood, a Montclair. Taxes substantially higher there than you'll find in Union County in places like Mountainside and Westfield. All right, so this again gives a great option of just having nice, quiet greenery. Again, you just have to be, as I pan around again, you just have to be prepared for deer if you're okay with wildlife, and that's the general case in a lot of Union County as you get away from the more densely populated areas to areas like Westfield, Scotch Plains, Fanwood, Plainfield, where we are right now, Mountainside, New Providence, that have a lot of open or green spaces where you find deer, foxes, raccoons, possum, all right, a lot of the other resurgence of the hawk population, even a few eagles here and there I've seen. So it's certainly been a resurgence of that since I've been living here in Union County, and I've been here for 25 years now. But back to this given property again, don't find too many ranches in inventory from a lot of places that I cover, but I would guarantee that the ranch layout, no doubt, was a pricing factor on this particular one. All right, because a lot of families are going to prefer, a larger kind of layout. All right, so this is stop number 2. I hope you're enjoying some of the street footage just to get a feel for some of these neighborhoods, and they are indeed lovely, lovely neighborhoods here in Mountainside. We have one more stop, which is going to take us across 22, and we'll get a little taste of what that area looks like, really just a stone's throw from Echo Lake, where we're going next. I'll see you there. We're at our final stop here at our Mountainside tour. I tried my best to avoid the sun glare, so I'm sorry I couldn't do better than this. There's just not much of an option. So behind me is 151 Parkway. This was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath property built in 1906, but had some recent work done, new roof, new boiler, new hot water heater, and it's on a ½ acre. All right, so those were some factors that led into the price going to where it was. As you can see, certainly a older colonial, as I mentioned, 1906 is the construction on it. So there's still some elements that are aged, but some people appreciate those older characteristics in a home. List price on this was $475, went at $500, and just basically a week and a half on the market. I want to say either 10 or 11 days on market for this one. Taxes, very friendly, $7,000 and change. Now downside, as I pan around, you'll see that all normal here until I spin to the end of the street, and what you see behind me is Route 22, which is a major roadway, major thoroughfare that goes from basically Newark towards New York City all the way out to Pennsylvania. So this is very much a major road, and we could hear this traffic from our previous stop. Here, obviously, you can hear it and you can see it. So that would be a price dynamic that would put somewhat of a ceiling on a property like this and probably other properties on this street. But another plus for this is that Echo Lake Park is just a block away. Very much walking distance to go out to the park where there's a bike, walking, jogging trail. There's a lake where there's paddle boats. Very, very, very nice location. In the wintertime, that's where if we do get snow, which normally we have at least 1 or 2 snowstorms that will drop 6 to 8 inches. This year, if you've heard about New York, you've heard the story, like record low snow. We had maybe, at least where I am, and your elevation makes a difference. So Mountainside, for example, The first few locations that were higher elevation tends to get more snow, so easily can get 3, 4, 5 inches more than lower elevations like where we are right now. But where I am, we had about an inch of snow cover. Other areas to get more, but all that's to say, Echo Lake Park is a spot where many people will go for sledding because there's a couple spots where it's a decent hill and you can actually slide down if you have young children. So anyway, that is a nice, convenient amenity to this location in Mountainside. So this gives you that bit of a run. It doesn't give you the full continuum. There, quite frankly, have not been a lot of sales in Mountainside. There's only 4 for the calendar year since January, but 3 of those 4 have taken place within the last 30 days. Part of that is to do with inventory, and the size of the town is relatively small. And so when I say the range of what we saw today, it's not the full range of Mountainside. Mountainside goes well above $1 million and up. I mean, there's some sections. We don't have a lot of the section close to Westfield, but where we are right now is only a couple blocks from the Westfield border, and there are some other properties that are in that Westfield area. You don't know whether you're in Westfield or Mountainside for a couple blocks. So there's some fabulous properties that range even higher from what we saw today. But if being in a nice, quiet, tucked away area close to wildlife and you enjoy that kind of dynamic to your living, that might be the location for you. So as always, if you have any questions, any needs, any assist that I can provide, all of my information is here in the details. By all means, leave a comment, drop some insights, any questions, any commentary, any reflections, right? So all that is welcome in commentary, and we are going to continue producing some more content. I've been saying for some time we're going to start revisiting, and we are. I've just been waiting for more of a weather break here because I'm going to return to Montclair, going back to Jersey City, going back to Ridgewood as well, getting some of that spring lively opening up of dining scene and what have you for those locations. So I'll see you there. In the meantime, enjoy content, New Jersey living, and stay safe. Thanks.